Alright, what is going on, everybody? We are back. It is another episode of Bull Duck Motherfucking Gaming. What is going on? I am Andrew Parker. And
I'm Brian.
And he's Brian. And we're going to talk about some video games. Of course, we didn't have an episode last week. Things were kind of all over the place schedule-wise. Ninja stole the Delgado.
Oh, yeah, that's what I heard.
So, no gaming videos this week. He actually had a gaming video this week.
Yeah, but I'm not going to watch it.
Why? Dude, it's Jack Black playing Brutal Legend. It's fucking amazing. Alright, so, bit of a busy week. We started out with the Pokemans. A lot of Pokemans news.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you to say something.
I thought you were going to keep going.
No. Yeah, so I guess we can start with the Detective Pikachu trailer. Brian, this is kind of your domain. I mean, I kind of saw the trailer. I was like, all right, cool, I'm excited for the movie, but, like, you were fucking hyped.
Yeah, I'm mad hyped.
Yeah, tell me.
I mean, they showed so many Pokemon in this trailer. Not much. It was kind of like the same vibe as the first trailer, but they really showed, like, 40 Pokemon. Like, they showed a Machamp directing traffic. They showed, like, some cops walking by with little Growliths walking with them. Mad cute. They showed your boy Mewtwo bursting through a fucking Pokefloat balloon.
I enjoyed that, like, it's not just, like, all one generation of Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like, I like how we saw a lot of Pokemon, a lot of, like, different stuff. Like, Snubbull was in there. Fucking, what's the monkey's name?
Looked like a legitimate nightmare.
Fucking Super Monkey Ball over there.
Oh my god, he looks like a nightmare.
Yeah.
But one part I'm a little worried about is, like, are they showing us all the funny Mr. Mime bits in the trailer? And then that whole scene is going to be shown?
That's what scares me when I see a lot of trailers for these movies is, like, are they showing me the funniest stuff already?
I don't know if they're showing us the funniest stuff. It just feels like we've seen that entire Mr. Mime scene at this point.
Yeah.
Because we've seen him in the little interrogation room, and now we've seen him, like, as they seem to be leaving him.
Yeah.
But maybe that could just be stuff. I feel like
that could be a running gag throughout the movie, though. They kind of run into him.
I feel like the Mr. Mime scene, honestly, might be different in the movie than in the trailer. That seems like one of those scenes that's, like, they shot, like, one version for the trailers, and, like, it's going to, like, play out a little differently in the movie.
Maybe. They still do that?
Sometimes.
I don't watch enough movies to know, really. I watch, like, Marvel movies and Star Wars, and that's really it.
But yeah, since we're not a video game... I mean, since we are a video game podcast and not a movie podcast, I don't have that much of an opinion on it.
We're gonna
it's hype. It looks fun. It looks cute.
We're gonna keep pulling some strings and try to get a Movie Mayhem episode of this movie to happen.
Oh, it will happen.
Yeah. When this trailer came out, I put it in the chat, and Matt was like, "Okay, now it got me. I'm hyped." Brian was never a Pokemon guy.
Brian's like, "What the hell's a Pokemon?"
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, what's this Nintendo?"
What are these little Nintendos running around?
I can't wait for Brian to message me. Like, what the fuck, man? So sticking with Pokemon news, Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Very mixed feelings about this.
Yeah, extremely mixed feelings. I like it looks good. It looks fine for a Pokemon game. I just think when it was for being the first kind of first like console Pokemon game, I feel like just being fine isn't really good enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like I want in my Pokemon games at this point. I mean, I've fallen off since for probably like a decade. I probably haven't played a newer Pokemon game. I think I played Yellow, I think I played Red, and then I played part of Black or White. But when I got to Black or White, I was just like, this feels exactly the same as when I was younger, and I want more. Like, it's just not enough for me to just give me new Pokemon. I want it to be like, I want it to be big. I don't want it to be like a Game Boy game that looks pretty, you know?
I think one of those things is always like, people always refer to it as like, you know, baby's first RPG. Mm-hmm. And I just think we see something like Detective Pikachu where it's like, okay, you realize that the audience for these games has gotten older. Like, this is a franchise that's grown with us as a generation. But then the game, it didn't take that next step into being like, oh, this is for the adult Pokemon fan.
Yes.
Like, it still looks very linear, which I hate. Give me, like, an open world feel to it. Like, it doesn't have to be Zelda Breath of the Wild Pokemon, but, like, let me choose where I go. Let it not be like, oh, you go to this town next, and now it's this town, and...
Yeah, like, I feel like it can't be that hard to make it, like, open where you pick which gym you go to, and, like, just make the gym scale to your level. Like, they're gonna be a tough challenge, but, like, oh, I've been over here in the town that gives me water Pokemon. I probably shouldn't go to the grass gym next because I only have water Pokemon and they're gonna fuck me up. I should go to the fire gym leader, and... like, you kind of, like, based on the Pokemon you catch, you pick your adventure that way.
Yeah. Like, let me have the choice of where I go and what I do.
Also,
the art style is like basic. It's like legitimately just sun and moon avatars.
It looks like a good-looking anime game from 2015, 2016.
Yeah, but like that's sun and moon.
But then I see a Wii U game like Pokken, where Gengar has like a smoky texture to him. Pikachu lightly has fur. Dragon Pokemon have like little scales. Like it couldn't give me good graphics. Like the Pokemon seems to look exactly the same as Let's Go.
Yeah,
like Pikachu looks exactly.
And there's things missing from Let's Go already. The randomized Pokemon encounters are back. You don't just see the Pokemon in the grass like you did in the last game. You gotta like search through the grass and do all that again.
Why not? What they should do is like it could still be randomized encounters, but like once you get in proximity to an invisible Pokemon, make them appear, and then they aggro you. You could try to get away, but if they run up to you, then the battle starts.
Or you had a nice system in Let's Go. People enjoyed it. Now it's not here
because it's still randomized battles. You just see where they are.
Yeah, but I like that because it makes the world feel living. You see Pokemon venturing in the grass, and you could say, oh, look, there's that Pokemon. I want to go for that Pokemon. Mm-hmm. Now we're going back to, oh, I need a fucking Pikachu. Let me circle around this grass for 45 minutes.
Literally walk back and forth the time till it spawns.
The battle mechanics look like they went back to what they were, and I think they got a lot of good reviews on the Pokemon Go mechanics, and they were great. Like, trainer battles were still trainer battles, but the wild Pokemon, but the wild Pokemon counters with the Pokemon Go mechanics were great. Like, it just seems like, and everyone like that I've read is like, oh, well, they didn't know if people were going to like these things, so they stuck with the tried and true with the Switch version. It's like, then why were they in the Let's Go version if they didn't know if people would like it? What's the point of putting it in one game, and then when it pans out and people like it, you just don't put it in the next game? You're like, nah, never mind.
They can't. They seem to not be able to commit to change. And
it's honestly a detriment.
Because at this point, they've had like a dozen Pokemon games. You need to have some kind of... your whole game is about things evolving, but your game can't evolve.
Literally. That's the best way to put it.
That's my thing. Like, I'm sure I could have fun playing Let's Go, but it's going to feel exactly like the games I've played. And I know each game has a story. I know each game swaps up some things about the battle mechanic each time, but I just feel like I'm playing a pretty Game Boy game. Yeah.
I mean, Let's Go is fun just for the nostalgia of it. Yeah. But, like... going into a new Pokemon game, like Sun and Moon was my first Pokemon game in a long time, and that was kind of my problem with it. I'm like, it feels like a baby's RPG. Like, I just have my character, I'm just walking around, just kind of collecting the Pokemon I already have. I'm doing this random grass shit, and it's just annoying.
Plus, at this point, these Pokemon should have a lot of animations to their attacks. Add less Pokemon if it means giving them all like special animations for their attacks. Like, I don't want to see Lucario swing his arm and then like a fist symbol pops up and then Pikachu just falls backwards. Like, I want to see him run up and yeet him. Like, I want to see actual like similar to like the early anime where like they weren't doing crazy stuff in the battles because they didn't have like the technology to animate it as crazy as they can now. But like they're still like. If someone does like something, I don't even know, like tail whip, they actually run up and tail whip them. They don't just like do it in place,
Yeah, and also for me, it's like kind of opposite of the Detective Pikachu trailer, where I'm happy there's multiple generations in there. I wanted this to be a new generation of Pokemon. I don't want the old Pokemon in there. You gave me a little gimmick with Sun and Moon, where it was like the Alolan versions and to get a bunch of the old Pokemon in there.
I like that better. They should have kept doing it. Maybe.
But that's fine. But like. If you're gonna do Gen 8, do Gen 8. Don't give me Gen 8 plus there's a fucking Pikachu and a Charizard walking around. Yeah, like, just stick to that gen.
If anything, they should have did some Alolan shit. Like, what's the new region called? Something with a G?
I don't know.
Well, it's London. Like, maybe in this region, oh, look, there's some Gen 2 and 3 Pokemon that are different elementals now.
Yeah.
Like, what is it?
Oh, it was a cool mechanic.
Like, oh, look, there's a Fire Snubble. Like, or something stupid like that. Like, I think they should continue to make alternate elemental versions of these Pokemon.
Yeah.
If they will, and then that lets them keep familiar faces in the games to keep those people happy, but it's still new.
Exactly. It worked. Maybe they will do that.
They did it one fucking time and made a couple of Pokemon Ice and made Executor look like an idiot. And then they stopped doing it.
And gave Doug Trio like fucking Donald Trump hair. It's very weird.
They're looking stylish though, you can't lie.
I mean, like, I'm probably still gonna get this game when it comes out. I do enjoy the Pokemon games, and I'm just like, I'm just wondering, like, what is this game like? Is this just gonna be more of the same? We need to see more of it. Do you have a favorite starter out of the three?
Oh,
Out of Grookey, Fire Rabbit, or Anxiety Lizard?
They all look terrible. The Score Bunny, which is a god awful name. Score Bunny.
Yeah.
Like at least like Torchic, like remember that Pokemon?
Yeah.
Like it was a play on its own word. Like Torch is in the name, and then it can like ride off of the chick. Score Bunny sounds forced. It looks like a 20s cartoon character thrown into the.
You couldn't even say like a hare, like a rabbit, like Scorch Hare, like something like that. At least that rolls off the tongue a little better than Score Bunny.
And like,
it's just not funny. At least with Grookey, there's like mad funny memes. There's like Grookey Gang. Like that's mad funny.
For context, for starters, I don't have that much to look on, but I feel like these Pokemon don't look like Pokemon. Like, look back at the original 3. They look like they're in the same universe. The Score Bunny, I don't know, all 3 of them don't look like Pokemon to me. They look terrible. They look like from another cartoon.
I liked Brian Altano's tweet where he said they looked like store-brand cereal mascots.
They do.
Yeah.
That thing literally has the Trick Rabbit's feet.
Yeah.
I like, see, here's the thing, though. I was always a fire type. Like I always like to pick the fire boys. You gotta see their evolution.
Exactly.
Choice, though.
Although I feel like being a giant grass gorilla is gonna be pretty lit. Like this might be the first game I go with a grass starter.
Well, he's Sobble's a salamander.
Sobble, yeah, is the
he turned to
anxiety lizard.
Is he turned to like a beastly frog? That's kind of fucking awesome.
Maybe.
It's just weird. It just feels like they just don't belong there. And like, you know what really annoyed me? They give you like a nice like HD video. When they showed off those Pokemon, it's like, the game should look like this.
Exactly.
The trailer for the 3 Pokemon shouldn't. The game should look like this. I mean, granted, at least there's animation now. Like, that scene where, like, you're approached by the trainer, and, like, have that cool, like, split shot, and, like, there's a cool background. Like, that looks good.
I mean, the world does look good.
Yeah, it's just the same thing. Yeah, up to the graphics of the same game. I mean,
the thing
is,
this is like the first console Pokemon.
Yeah.
So like for what it is, I mean, it looks fine on Switch. I just wish it was more like, I don't know.
You know how it feels? It feels when I saw Pokemon Coliseum, and then when I got it, it wasn't a Pokemon game. It was like some weird game.
Yeah, but I think this will feel like a Pokemon game.
Well, yeah, it's like oh, Pokemon Coliseum, is this finally a console Pokemon game that's like the game, but like 4 consoles, like it's gonna have like these vast improvements. And that was like some weird adventure thing instead of like the classic collecting Pokemon thing.
That was like one I never played.
Yeah, it was just weird.
I was a big Pokemon Stadium guy.
Oh, well, of course.
Yeah. Alright, so that's the Pokemans.
Yeah, that was a long conversation. We shit on it a lot, but like it still looks nice, and it's
like I'm still gonna play it.
It's the best looking one to date.
I'm still open to it because we don't know a lot about it, but judged on what I've seen, I'm not fully impressed yet.
Yeah.
So now we could go, let's talk about the Fallout 76 roadmap.
Yes,
of course, Fallout 76 not getting the best start. We had a bit of a controversial opinion because we did enjoy the game and what we played of it, and we most likely will be going back at some point. So Brian noted, they announced some of the upcoming content. So Brian, you can hit us with that.
Yeah, there's a decent amount to read, so I'm just gonna read like the date and and the title, and then the tiny description. And they don't have in-depth details of these descriptions, but I don't think there's too much to really swallow on this. March 12th is Welcome to Wild Appalachia, a mythical beast, a lost generation of scouts, and the strongest brew this side of the wasteland. So basically, it seems like we're gonna get alcohol, which also another thing on March 12th.
Alcohol.
No, hold on, let me finish that part. March 12th also adds brewing and distilling. Discover the secrets of the forbidden brew Nuka Shine, and bring new brewing and distilling systems to your camp. So basically, we're going to be able to make alcohol.
That's dope.
Which I'm pretty sure there was some kind of perk that made alcohol a pretty good thing to drink or something.
Yeah, it gave you like +1 strength for each alcohol. So
yeah.
it really helped with that weight limit.
So both of those things are on the 12th.
That weight limit made me a whiskey puking alky.
Hype for the mythical beast. Not really sure what mythical beast, because like we already have like a weird thing like the Mothman. Like, wonder what that could even be.
I just hope whatever it is, they've fixed some kind of loot drop rates where you would kill a Scorch Beast and get like a fucking bottle of beer. Well, it's like, don't do that. Give me something cool.
I'm pretty sure like little fixes like that are sprinkled throughout all these updates.
Mm-hmm.
But a lost generation of scouts. Are we gonna actually get NPCs, or is it just gonna be like, oh, these scouts are just Mr. Handies?
Probably Mr. Handies.
You see, my thing is, I was always fine from the beginning of robots being NPCs. But I feel like something like this, that says a lost generation of scouts, that sounds like a group of people to me.
Yeah.
I mean, given the backlash...
Well, if it's a lost generation, maybe we're going to find a lot of holotapes on them and shit.
That's true. I mean, granted, we know that was one of the biggest complaints was that there's no people in this world, so I'm sure they're going to appear at some point.
Yeah, I think so.
Alright, so now...
I want to jump back in that game soon.
Oh, I played it a few weeks ago with the Johns, and it was great.
Yeah.
Alright, so March 19th, the Fasnacht Parade.
Ooh.
Fasnacht. Join the festivities and complete this new limited time event to earn unique rewards. And there's a strange... Oh god, these are like robots. They're the ones with the big rolly wheels, those giant ones. I can never remember their names, but they have like weird like clown heads on them. They're pretty creepy looking.
Oh god.
So I'm assuming it's just going to be like a limited time event where every year around March there's going to be an event to get like these weird maybe clown-esque festive outfits or something. So that's fun. All right. New game mode March 26th, Survival. This mode is basically it's the same game, but I think the PvP restrictions are just lifted. Apparently that was something people wanted.
Yeah, we talked about that in one of the earlier episodes.
It's got the date now. Oh, but it also has new challenges and increased rewards, so that's cool. All right. April 9th. Oh, I didn't even see this. This is fucking rad. All right. April 9th, player vending, and then April 16th, camera. Build vending machines for your camp and spend more time capturing your favorite snapshots using the camera. So we're actually going to have like an actual camera to probably line up our shots better. Hopefully there's a selfie mode. And then I guess the vending machine is just so that you can actually just like have your stuff on display and people can just walk up to your camp and buy it.
That is fucking awesome.
Outside so put your camp in a more common spot and have a vending machine like right outside your door, and it's like, hey, I got some stuff.
That was a very requested feature, so I like to see that in the game.
Yeah, because like they set up trading as if you're a merchant.
Yeah,
and it was just complicated to do, honestly. And like, I know there was the whole thing of people trying to help noobs and stuff. Like you could just put your camp by the spawn vault and just have like a little sign saying like, hey, one cap, get some equipment or something like that. Because you can get signs, just you gotta find the shit. All right, May 23rd, Legendary Vendor. Locate the mysterious purveyor to exchange and scrap your unwanted legendary items for new legendary gear. That's pretty dope, because how many stupid things have we gotten from quests that we don't really want because they're heavy?
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at, by the way. But I see what you pulled up.
Yeah.
So like it's like, oh, I don't really want a rocket launcher because it doesn't really seem to do much anyway. If it's a good weapon, I can trade it into him and get maybe like a strong melee. That's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. Because usually I would drop that shit if I couldn't carry it.
Because I'm a melee guy through and through.
Oh, yeah.
All right, April 9th, Sheer Terror. Uncover the... does it say encrypted?
Encrypted, yeah.
It's spelt wrong, I think.
Yeah, it's in quotes, so I think it's purposely spelt wrong.
Uncover the encrypted secrets of Appalachia in a new series of quests and encounters to separate monsters from myths. I think that's like new mainline stuff. I think,
yeah, and that's coming out the same day as player vending.
And then May 7th, Ever Upwards. Journey to the deepest reaches of the woods with new stories for legendary Pioneer Scouts and customizable backpack system for increased utility. Fucking yes.
See, to me, what I like about this is like...
big backpack.
Pretty constant material. Like March 12th, March 19th, 26th, April 9th, and then May 7th, May 23rd. Like, it's pretty consistently every week or every other week there's going to be something new in the game.
Here's the problem, though. Why they caught flack. A lot of these... the game should have been released as an early access. Then should have been like, oh, one of these dates you're getting the brewing distilling. And then the next few weeks you're getting the player vending in the camera.
Yeah.
Then the next few dates you're getting the backpack thing that you can upgrade. Because, like... and then, like, maybe after that, it's like, oh, okay, we're good to come out of early access. Here's the next bit of quest lines. Because...
yeah, I agree.
Because you put a photo mode at the beginning. I mean, I guess the camera thing's just novelty, but like things like player vending should have been there.
Whoa! Hold the phone.
What are you seeing?
There's more roadmap.
Oh, I'm missing some?
For summer and fall 2019.
It actually outlined it?
It doesn't. It's very brief.
Read it to me.
It says summer 19. We're getting nuclear winter.
Oh yeah.
The new mode nuclear winter. No word on what that is yet. A high level vault raid. Vault 94.
See, the raids are confusing me because I think of raids, I think of the Destiny raids.
Yeah.
But like I've been in some vaults throughout like the 4 in this game. They're not that big. It's not like this gigantic labyrinth that like raids usually are. So,
no, I've seen. I mean, me and John have definitely ventured into one by mistake, And it's like a door that was like locked, and it basically alluded to that being a raid. No, so it's like we can't go in there yet. We don't know what it's going to be.
It's going to be interesting seeing.
Well, that vault was like overrun by like grass and shit. So I'm sure it's not going to look like a normal vault when we get inside.
It's probably going to be massive.
And then in fall 2019 is the Wastelanders stuff. It says new main quest, new events, new features. They're working on that. So we do have a confirmed raid this summer.
We have a lot of content to go back to. I mean,
we never even fully finished the game.
Yeah, and like I mentioned to you, this game is pretty easily platinumed. At least it seems that way. It just seems like you really have to beat main quest.
Yeah.
Because like none of these, because even the side quests, there's not like too many side quests. Like I probably have most of them at this point because I've been like everywhere. You just got to do the side quests. Like I could do all the quests basically. It's a very doable thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's not like something where like there is things like these Destiny raids that are just like this is just too hard. I can't do this.
Yeah.
It's just like I just need to do it. Maybe to level up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And aren't things like re-rollings coming? There's also I do know that some kind of like character prestiging is coming.
Yeah.
You, like scrap all the cards you had.
Ooh.
And then I could think you're like stronger.
Yeah, you could probably get a few more skill stats you could add or something.
I think it's something along those lines.
All right, well I'm very excited for that. I can't wait for that. I definitely want to hop in that game soon.
The game's good. Don't let the negative press get it. It was the rocky launch plus people who didn't want a multiplayer fallout.
Yeah. If you have friends that play it, it definitely helps. But pretty fun game as long as you don't mind, online games, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
So next bit of news, this one hit home.
Everyone press F.
Everyone press F. Reggie is off to go play Animal Crossing New Leaf on his Nintendo 3DS.
I actually finally saw that video this morning.
Yeah. Did you see the donkey video? Yeah.
My body is ready.
It was so great. Basically, Donkey made a video that's just like 3 minutes of clips of Reggie set to the Lion King music as a tribute to him, and it was fucking amazing.
I've never seen the video of him and I forget who the Japanese guy is. Him just
Iwata?
Iwata. Yeah,
him and Iwata just throwing punches.
And Reggie just blocking and then like throwing him. I was like, see, no other companies have fun like them.
Yeah, exactly. Like they have fun with it.
I really hope that he's being replaced by Doug Bowser. Yeah. So I've been saying there's no way that Nintendo is going to let a guy named Bowser take over if he's actually going to be garbage at his job.
Also, I feel like that's also just such a Reggie going out on another meme. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the guy's just been a meme his whole life, and it's great. And then he just goes out giving the company to Bowser. Like, it's so good.
Like, we don't need... I know Nintendo cannot risk having a dark period of their history simultaneously being run by a guy named Bowser.
Yeah.
There's no way that they can let that be a headline.
I mean, granted, I think Nintendo's in one of the best spots they've been in.
Oh, absolutely.
In the last, 5 to 10 years.
I just personally know nothing about Doug Bowser.
Yeah.
So...
I would say the Switch console era is better than the Wii era. Because I know the Wii sold the most consoles.
Yeah, but that was because of Wii Sports.
Yeah, it was because of Wii Sports. I also just think it hit with a casual audience. However, I think the Switch has brought the most third-party support I've seen on a Nintendo console in 10 years.
Oh, absolutely. Dude,
easily 10
Doom
years.
is on the fucking...
Yeah.
Doof and Wolf... A game about murdering demons and a game about murdering Nazis.
We're getting Mortal Kombat on the Switch.
Yeah, that's insanity. We're getting Saints Row on the Switch.
Yeah. Everything is coming to Switch. It's great. It's a revival platform for a bunch of old games. You know a game I've been wanting to start for years, I finally pulled the trigger on Switch?
What?
Undertale. Started playing Undertale. Always had it. I think I have it on Steam, but I was just like, I'm going to play this on my Switch. I picked up that, and I've been looking at Mario Rabbids for a year or two, however long it's been out. It was $19.
Yeah.
I picked that up. I haven't tried it yet, but I was like, fuck it. I've been wanting to play that game. I love the XCOM style. Haven't gotten there yet, but yeah, so about Reggie. Sad to see him go.
Reggie.
Not much to hit on, just very sad news.
I'm not going to hit on Reggie.
I'll be honest, I think he's retiring. I think he's going to take a few years for himself and his family. And then we might see him work with another company. He's still pretty young.
He looks like he's in his mid-40s.
Yeah.
If that.
He might be early 50s. But
I'm going to look it up.
Yeah. I think he's in his 50s.
I'm literally just going to type in Reggie age.
Yeah.
See if it pops
Because there's only one Reggie. I don't care what anybody says. No other Reggie.
It worked. It was just 57, actually.
Yeah, okay.
Someone's good for 57.
Yeah,
damn.
someone's killing it.
Especially for a guy in a very competitive industry like video games. Someone's just cruising through it.
I love, do you know Trevor Noah?
No.
Oh, you don't know him? Oh,
I know the name. I can't remember what he looks like.
The joke won't work then, because he does like the Daily Show now for Jon Stewart, and someone's like, when Trevor Noah evolves, does he become Reggie? Because they just look so similar.
I mean, he's actually being 57, and like considering. Oh yeah, I know
like when he gets older, does he just become Reggie?
Yeah, considering he's 57 years old, and considering he's been president of Nintendo for like 12 years or something. 57's a fine time to honestly retire.
You're looking good, Reggie.
He could be done just working.
He could. I think when you do jobs like that though, like those corporate like heads of corporations, I feel like when it's time to go home and just kind of sit at home and you get bored.
Well, son, he needs to beat the record of that old grandma who is 9,000 hours on Animal Crossing New Leaf on her Nintendo 3DS.
That's true. He's got to beat that.
He's got to play.
I'll never forget my favorite Reggie moment was that was one of the Nintendo World Championships. It might have been the one at E3, and Reggie played like this pro like Smash player and just got his ass fucking beat. It was hilarious, but he was like in it. Like he fucking came out all competitively, and he was like, "Oh, it was great." He was talking smack.
The thing about Reggie and honestly the other guys at Nintendo too is more than like Phil Spencer or Sean Layden, they seem like they're just so into the games that they put out.
Yeah,
they legitimately.
Like I legitimately feel like Reggie goes home and plays Smash.
I feel like he goes home and plays Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
like
I don't feel like Sean Layden goes home and plays God of War. He probably does. It's just I get that vibe more from Reggie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's more of a just down to earth, this is who I am.
All right, well, Reggie, I hope that you have a happy retirement. I hope to see you doing new things. Maybe you can go back and work at Sega and help revive the Dreamcast. Maybe you can help Google make a console, even though I don't think they're going to make a console. You have many opportunities ahead of you. Now let's go into a couple things on the docket we can go into. What are you thinking about talking about?
Let's see. We could talk about that Game Pass on Switch.
Yeah, we got the big rumors of Game Pass coming to Switch.
Of course, these are rumors. These are not. Don't take it as our word that this is happening. But these are just rumors we've heard of possibly. I mean, we've heard rumors of the Xbox interface coming to Switch.
Yeah, they're gonna be talking
Games
about that
Pass
at GDC,
coming to Switch.
Right?
Yeah. I'll be honest, I don't think it's happening. I don't think Games Pass is coming to Switch. I don't see how that's viable for anybody. I don't understand how that's going to work.
I see this viable for Nintendo because it's like, oh, I can play my Xbox games portably. I'm just going to buy a Switch. Oh, I don't need the...
But does that kill the market they have going of taking these old games, putting them on Switch, and we buy them? If Saints Row was on Games Pass, you wouldn't be buying Saints Row that they're re-putting out for Switch.
Very true.
And then it's like, what is the transfer there? Is Xbox paying Nintendo a certain amount each, like, yearly to put that service on their console?
I would imagine so, because then to a lot of people are going to view the Switch as the portable Xbox.
Yeah, but then why are you going to buy an Xbox?
Exactly.
In a way, it deters Microsoft.
That's why I think that a lot of these weird practices that people think are awesome, I think they're stupid.
It's awesome for us, the consumers, if that happens.
Oh, yeah.
I just think from any business standpoint, it doesn't make sense to me.
I think a lot of these Xbox practices are awesome for consumers, but I feel like they're digging a hole. They're digging a hole for themselves.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, you don't want to be known as... I mean, like, if you want to be a publisher, just be a publisher. You know?
Yeah, I agree. I don't
There's
know.
certain things that would thrive on the Switch. You could put your first parties on Switch, or at least some of them. Crackdown, put on Switch. Why not getting any sales on Xbox. Imagine, I've been saying it for a long time, put Rare Replay on the Switch. Who the hell's still buying that game?
Yeah. Who's going out to buy that?
That game launched at $30.
Yeah.
And that was probably like 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably even cheaper now. And
announce that for Switch alongside my boy Banjo going in Smash.
Because almost every game on Rare Replay was an N64 game.
Yeah, like it just makes sense for that to happen.
It's
honestly amazing it hasn't already. Like that's what makes me think maybe like the Smash possibilities is still true because maybe they'll announce that alongside it.
See, the only thing I could think of is like, all right, so Rare Replay would make total sense on the Switch. They can't just put it out casually like that though, because then people are gonna have like the wild speculations of, oh my god, an Xbox game is on Switch. Which one is next? When in reality, that could literally be all they're gonna do.
Yeah.
Granted, I feel like, I mean, I've always had the opinion that I was very sad when Microsoft bought Rare.
Yeah.
Because they didn't really seem to utilize it very much. Like, they pumped out like a half-assed Conker remake at the end of the original Xbox lifetime.
But also, if Rare was like still with Nintendo, would they be around today?
That is true as well.
You know what I mean?
But,
Is it the lesser of two evils?
I wish that they were independent at this point.
Yeah.
Because, like, imagine Sea of Thieves on your Switch.
Son. Don't even get me started. I don't even know if my Switch could run that, but...
Nah, I totally could.
You think it could process that entire world?
I do.
I don't know. I think you're bugging. Alright, do you have anything else you want to talk about, or do you want to go into what we've been playing?
I mean, I want to do this topic we were debating on doing. I want to talk about Fortnite Season 8.
Alright, well, I mean, I don't play Fortnite, so that's kind of all you.
Well, it's going to be a Battle Royale conversation and more so.
Yeah.
So, recently we had Apex Legends come out. I almost said Apex Predator. Then I said it right. Then I stopped to think, did I say Predator? No, I said Legends. Alright, so Apex came out, took the world by storm. Awesome game, we love it. And now in Season 8 of Fortnite, we got a pinging system and the leaked respawn van. Now, what do you think this is going to do to Battle Royales in the future? Like, do you think that Fortnite's smart to adopt these features because maybe then all the future Battle Royales coming out are going to have some... I think games going forward are going to see the ping system and be like, that needs to be a...
I think it's smart to do it. I think that it's something PUBG lacked to do, and that's to keep up with the games that are coming under you.
Mm-hmm.
That's where Fortnite is different in that they're seeing this new hot Battle Royale, and they're taking the features of it and adding it to their game because of their quality of life stuff. However, as someone who doesn't play Fortnite and that likes Apex, I fucking hate it.
Yeah, it's very...
Because it's very reminiscent to me of Instagram, what it did to Vine and what it's doing to Snapchat.
Mm-hmm.
In the way that it's taking their features, and then people are saying, well, why would I want to get this here and this here and this here when I have them all under one roof? And that's what Fortnite's trying to do.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like they're trying to capitalize on the market, and I don't fault them for it. It's smart for them to do that. But as someone that doesn't play that game, I personally don't like it.
Yeah. All right. That's the news.
All? Yep. So that's the news.
Didn't announce it, but that was the news section. We did it backwards this week.
We did it backwards this week. There's a reason I wanted to do it backwards, and it's because I wanted to kind of go in depth with a little talk about Anthem and what we've been playing.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of do some Anthem discussion. Was there any other games before we do that you were playing this week that you really want to talk about?
I just started my God of War file again since I lost it. I had the first boss fight. It's fun.
Yeah, no, it's one of the best superhero fights I've ever played.
Yep. And then I think that's it. Just more.
Yeah.
I think I'm on my like 13th or 14th hour of Tetris.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, you've been playing a lot of Tetris 99.
Like level 34.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, all I've really been playing is, like I said, I just bought Undertale. I played maybe an hour of it. It's fun so far. I like it. It's a very entertaining game.
Oh, I remember when that game first came out. I saw like a weird segment of it, and the character was just like putting hot dogs on the person's head. And then like by the time they were done, there's like your character's running around with them up to the top of the screen. I was like, what the fuck is this game?
Yeah, it's a very comedy based game. It's great.
I'm gonna get it at some point. It's one I've really wanted.
It's been really fun. But Anthem, I think, is going to be the big thing. Obviously, we would have talked Anthem last week, but we didn't have a show.
Gave us time to play it more, though.
Where do you stand on it right now? Like, if I were to ask you, Brian, on a scale of 1 to 10 about Anthem, where are you at on it? What are your thoughts on it? How are you feeling?
Personally, if the game didn't have bugs, I'd still leave it at the Metacritic it's at.
Well, I'm saying like 1 to 10. Give me a number.
I like 6.5.
6.5?
Maybe 7.
Okay.
If you cut the bugs out and the loading times out, I'd probably throw it at a 7.
Yeah.
But I think it's a 6 to 6.5.
Okay. Why? What's up with the game? What are your thoughts?
I don't know. Maybe I've just outgrown the looter shooter. It doesn't entertain me as much, and just something about it just didn't capture me.
Okay. The story didn't grip you.
I mean, part of the thing is part of the reason I'm just not in the mood for it right now.
I feel that. If you're not really feeling a game at the moment.
Like, I bought Persona because I want to play that, but I want to play God of War first before getting into that. So I basically have 2 games I'm in the mood for playing. So
plus we have something like Division around the corner.
Yeah. And it's not that I can go in there and play it if I want to.
Yeah.
The thing is, if I'm not in the mood, why am I going to do the game the disservice of just going in there and being blatantly bored while playing it? I'll wait for when I want to play it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If it comes up. I don't think it's gonna for a while, but
yeah.
If I'm gonna play a live service game, I'm gonna jump into Fallout. Like, I like that one better.
Yeah, no, I definitely like that one. What I like about Fallout is like there's a lot more room for just like what you want to do. You can go your own path.
Yeah, we can go our own path.
Open world.
Still chill together. The thing about you could hang out in Fallout. Just go to one of our little camps and just chill.
It's the most open world of the live service games.
See, what I've never liked was I don't like these live service games. Like, I didn't like when Monster Hunter did it, and I don't like when Anthem did it, where it's like, oh, there's one section in the tower you can walk around, and then, oh, each time you load into the world, it's like a new mission started. Like, I like the way Destiny did it, where you can just kind of, I mean, I guess Anthem has the free roam too.
You like having more of the open world, choose where I go, choose what I do.
Yeah.
Thing.
I don't like when it's like, I load into the world and now it's just like mission on. Get from point A to point B.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, there is the free roam patrols, but that's more of an end game thing.
Yeah.
And we didn't get there.
But a big part of it was I never liked that map from the minute I saw it. I just didn't like the environment, like the way it looked.
Yeah.
Like swampy little jungle.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I don't mind the map. I think it fits with the world we're in. I will say looter shooters are probably some of my favorite games. I've really grown with them this generation from playing the first Destiny. I think I've played all of these types of games up until now. It's definitely not the best one. It's got a lot of potential to me. I just don't think it's there yet. Obviously, there's the bugs. There's the gameplay bugs in which my console sounds like a helicopter taking off.
Oh, not even that. Like, as the Storm, you don't really shoot that much. My R1 and L1 abilities literally lock up sometimes.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
And that becomes, for the Storm at least, that becomes crucial. It's like,
yeah.
I can't do anything.
I mean, I was doing some of the end game, some of the last missions in that game, and they throw so many enemies at you, just your frame rate is bizarre. And along with, like, the sound bugs out, and it's just hard to know what's happening.
The audio definitely bugs out. Back to the helicopter noise of the console. Honestly, my console's never been as loud as it was. Like, you could probably hear it from your bedroom, my console.
Probably, if I didn't have a headset on.
Honestly, I get nervous playing it, because I'm like, is this going to break my fan?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it should not be roaring this loud. Because, like, yeah, the PlayStation is notoriously loud sometimes, but this was
unreal.
It was like hearing, like, an 18-wheeler parked in your driveway. Like, that kind of loudness.
Yeah.
It was just...
It was not normal.
Like, I wanted to turn it off.
I will say, as far as, like, the main campaign, because you kind of have to play through that, with most of these looter shooters, the formula is, like, main campaign, end game content. And for the main campaign, I actually enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. I thought a lot of the characters were relatable. A lot of the characters, you understood what they were. They were very fleshed out. And I think that's a testament to what Bioware does very well. Mm-hmm. I think the missions themselves were kind of whatever. It was a lot of go here, pick this up, find this on the map with this little radar, kill the enemies, hold this area. It was a lot of those. However, like, the combat in the game was so satisfying to me. Like, I liked switching up my stuff and trying out different abilities and seeing which abilities I like with what. Playing as a Colossus, like, I kind of use this combo of, it's like an arc lightning with my L1 that's like an area of effect for anyone near me, and a flamethrower. So I would, like, get in their faces, turn on my arc effect, and flamethrower, and I'm doing all this combo damage from both of those hitting the enemies.
I want to ask you about the story missions.
Yeah.
So part of why I haven't been enjoying it is the missions literally feel like they could patch the game, move missions around that you'd never notice. Like, I remember...
Yeah, the missions are very samey.
I don't remember all of them, but, like, Destiny 1... Remember that one on the moon when you go down and you grab the sword and you just wipe out waves with, like, the hive sword? Memorable. In Destiny 2, there's, like, the one where, like, Cade's floating around in that level and you have to, like, get him, like, saved, and then you meet his, like, weird AI spaceship. Like,
yep.
That one had, like, yeah, the story wasn't as great as... Like, this game's definitely got a better story. Mm-hmm. Like, more work went into it, but Destiny definitely had a lot more memorable missions.
You know this game was in development before Destiny?
Oof.
Yeah.
Destiny 1? Oof. Well, the thing is, like... In a game like this where you're supposed to go back and replay missions, at least in Destiny, it's like, oh, I need to kill Hive, I can go do the fun sword mission.
Yeah.
In this game, it's just kind of like, I'm not going to know which mission is which.
Yeah.
And, my whole point of that conversation, are there any missions in this that you feel that you actually, like, are memorable? It's like, oh, if I need to go grind getting fire kills or something, what mission would I want to do that in?
Not so much. Maybe, like, one or two. I mean, for me, one of the most memorable was that free roam one, just because it was different than everything else. We had to go into free roam and do all those tombs. Another one I would say is when you finish that and you go to the tomb of General Tarsus. That mission itself was pretty memorable. Not only for what you did in that mission, but more so like the cutscene that happens along with it was a real turning point in the game.
You see, there was a lot of missed opportunity with missions, and I didn't play that many. But here's the example I'm going to give you. All right, so I basically got up to when you meet some other javelins. I'm going to not spoil things like too deep, but you're in a place that gets like overtaken, and like you're with Owen when you leave, and then while you're outside fighting the things just in the jungle, you hear Owen who's like, "Oh, I found a javelin, I'm gonna help," and you're like, "Stop!" And then like you hear him like, "Oh, it's fucking up" or something like that. So it's like, yeah, I'm hearing this happen. I wish I could see it.
You do. You run into Owen.
I didn't during that part. I didn't see Owen.
Yeah, he's when you arrive at that one area and you have to start taking stuff. He's right there in a suit. He has like one of the health bars, kind of like a sentinel. Yeah, he's there with them.
I didn't even see him.
Yeah.
See, I thought it would be cool for his javelin to freak out and like something with the jets go wrong and you have to chase after him.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It's a fun little like.
There are a few missions like that where it's kind of like chase after somebody, where it's just like you find like one guy later on in the story takes a javelin and leaves, and you have to go find him, and then you find the burned out javelin suit like he crashed. And you're like, where is this guy? And then you go find him in like this area.
It's like I feel like
a few of those.
I feel like the flying has been very kind of just like meh.
Because of the limited meter. Mm-hmm. And I think that definitely played a part in it.
When the game was advertised, I did not see that meter.
Yeah, they did not show that a lot.
They didn't say that you could fly for 20 seconds unless you hit a waterfall.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I get that like as a storm I could hover longer, but it doesn't really seem like it's not fun to hover. It's more like, yeah, of course I can hover. If I couldn't hover, this would be awful.
I mean, I get it. I get the cooldown a bit because at the same time, like it makes it more of a skill and a challenge. Because I don't really think you even fought a Titan. Like, you take one hit from that thing, you drop out of the sky.
Well, here's the thing.
And it's strategy to it. You have to avoid being hit.
I think hovering, there could be a meter, and that's fine. Whenever you're just flying, you're mostly just traveling from point A to point B for the mission.
Yes and no. Because when I'm in battle and I'm flying, I would also need to overheat. Also, if you have one, you have to have the other. Because then what's to stop someone from hovering and then flying and then hovering again and just not having to ever touch the ground? Like, there's strategy to it. To me, the campaign isn't super detrimental because, to me, these games are not about the campaigns. They're about the end game and the grind and the rerolls and the loot. That's what keeps people into those games.
That's why it's been so hard for me to play the campaign, because I'm sitting there thinking, this campaign isn't super grabbing me, and I know it doesn't have much consequence to what I'm going to be playing in the end game.
I will say you just scraped the surface of the campaign. You did not get very far as far as what happens. Yeah.
I mean, talking again on this game too, talking negatively of it, this is one of the prettiest games I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, it's pretty good looking.
I'm impressed with the way it looks. I'm impressed with the voice acting for most parts.
Yeah.
Like,
for me, I mean, I just got to Endgame, so I haven't really messed around with it yet. But as far as I've heard, there's like a few strongholds to do, which we did a stronghold. They're pretty fun. They're like not raids, but they're kind of reedy.
The stronghold was very fun, but I hope
I can see how it gets old.
For me, it was more like, if they're all kind of set up the same, it's more like, when am I going to get to this fun boss fight?
Yeah.
Because that's what my whole thing with this game is, me wanting to get to endgame, is I want to fight bosses like how the Destiny raids had bosses that had strategy to take down. You can't just bullet sponge them. You need to do things to them.
I mean, they have a roadmap set up. The campaign we have is only Act 1.
No, I know that.
They're putting out more updates with more campaign, and I'm very excited for that.
For the strongholds, it just felt like a mission that led up to a cool boss.
Oh, no, of course, but that's what those things are.
Like,
that's what a raid is. It's just doing shit to get to cool bosses.
That's true. Just give me bosses. Like, oh shit, this thing has appeared.
I like it. I like having to earn that. I like having to fight my way to the boss. Then you got to worry about how your health is, what limited resources you have left to fight this thing. Like, dude, like some of those Titan missions get tough. Like, you got to fight these Titans. They're fucking strong.
Oh, I know.
And like you and your boys, like you will go down, and people have to pick you up. Like, it gets stressful, and I like that. I like having a bit of challenge to it.
I like games with bosses. That's a big bosses are a big thing for me, because for like a couple of years when I was an Xbox guy and I was just playing Halo, there wasn't very many boss type things in those games. I was playing Call of Duty, not really bosses. So, But when the shooter was on the rise, bosses kind of fell out a little bit.
A little bit, but I still love a good boss.
Bosses are the best parts.
If I had to rate this game, I think it has a lot of potential. What I've played, I've enjoyed. However, in Endgame, from what I've heard, it gets very stale very quickly. So we'll see how much I'm playing it until more content comes out. from what I'd played, I'd probably put it at like a 7.4. I think that's where I fall. I think it's solid. The mechanics are there. I think this is a game we'll come back to in a year and we'll be like, this game rules. Why aren't more people playing this?
It reminds me how I wish I waited 2 years to play Destiny 2. Honestly, if I come back to this game in a year, I feel like that'd be the better decision.
Yeah.
Because I'd come back to like a lush game with a lot to do.
Exactly. But that's what all these games are.
Yeah.
I'm sure Division 2 is going to be the same way after, but I've heard that game is like a 40-hour campaign, which gets me excited.
I'm just excited to find fucking, oh shit, there's a pair of pants over there. Yeah. Cover me! Yeah. The best part about that game was a stupid, risky decision you made for like a scarf.
Yeah. Dude, I can't wait for that game.
I need to accessorize!
It's like there's an open beta this weekend, but I really don't want to touch it. Like, I just want to wait for the game.
But should we launch it? I think, don't you get like a cosmetic item for
I think you have to actually like finish the content.
Fuck that.
Yeah. You can't just like open it and get it.
See, because it reminds me of, like, I don't need the one cosmetic, because there'll be other cosmetics.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
I'm gonna get so much, like...
It's like how I'm afraid...
Although, in Anthem, I am so glad I have the Legion of Dawn armor set, because that's one of my other complaints about the game, is, like, there's no fucking armor.
I'm not even... I know there's the complaint about the featured shop, which is a stupid thing altogether.
Yeah.
But I just think it's like, you're releasing so close to the Division, and that game is probably going to have about, like, 20 different outfits that you just find.
Yeah.
So
but here's the issue.
Charge so much for them.
Here's the issue, is that people went back, because they had a stream where they showed off all the creation content of, like, creating your Javelin, and when they go into the armor sets, they have, like, 15 different helmets. So that content is there. It's just behind that featured shop. And they're trickling it in. And it's like, stop doing that. Just give me all that. Let me buy that. That's...
They're doing the thing where it's supposed to be like, oh, I'm afraid if I don't buy it now, it won't come back for a while. But it's like, there's not even... It's like, imagine, like the game came with one outfit you could buy. You're gonna literally, like, time gate me behind the others to try to make a buck?
dude, imagine if Apex Legends dropped and it had none of those skins and you could only buy them whatever's available in the shop that week.
See, the thing is,
same thing. It sucks.
If you have 15, say you have 15 armor sets per Javelin type, let me at least buy like 5 of them in the Forge. Save the other 10 for the featured shop. That's fine. But like, you literally gave us 1.
Yeah.
Like, I bet there's still a class that hasn't even gotten one in the shop yet.
No, I think they'll have. I think they were smart about that. But I bought like 1 cool emote so far. They have one in the store now that's like the robot. That's funny. I'll buy that.
Yeah, like,
besides that, nothing has looked cool for me to buy.
For outfits in the Forge, there should have been at least more than 1. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Or maybe, like, put 1 for winning. For beating the game, you should definitely unlock 1.
Yes, absolutely.
There should be a point in the story. There should be, like, 1 or 2 that you... There should be, like, 2 or 3 total in the story that you unlock, maybe.
They even kind of tease you along the way about getting a new Javelin, and you don't get it. And it's kind of like,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
No, you didn't get to it yet.
They mentioned a Javelin.
Oh, yeah.
Something.
Yeah, you don't get that.
But you should.
You should.
You absolutely should.
You don't get it. But I mean, it's part of the story as to why you don't get it, but...
Okay, but...
Still, they hint at it. You don't get it.
There should definitely be unlockable cosmetics.
Yes.
Because you made a point to be like, it's not going to be like Destiny where it's tied to your armor. But then you just don't... You went through with that, but you didn't give me anything.
But even so, you literally just said that's one of the things you're most excited for in the Division, is when those things drop and you're like, holy shit, like, I got a new thing, I need to go get that. Like, you don't have that in this game. Yeah. You don't have, like, oh, fuck, there's a new Javelin piece.
How fun was it when in Fallout 76 you found that skeleton mask?
Yeah. Like, it's fun to get cosmetics like that.
It's like, it's fine to gate some behind a time gate that you can spend currency, like real-life currency to buy. That's fine, but you didn't give us anything in the, like, you gave us almost nothing in the base game to customize. Like, yeah there's the colors, but, like, I don't care.
Yeah, like, I don't care, really.
I can make my Javelin red, I can make it fucking blue. It looks the same as the next guy next to me who's pink.
Yeah. So, I'm at a 7.4 for Anthem. You were at...
Like a 6.
Like a 6. And I think... I mean, anything else you want to talk about? Or?
But it's weird. It's a 6, but it's not like a fuck this game 6.
Yeah, like you're kind of like a 6.8, or like, would you say? Like a high 6?
I'm still a 6, but it's not like I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, it's just like that. Like, it's still like a thumbs up, but a 6. If that makes sense.
See, I think that's a problem with today's reviews, is that when you have something like IGN, where even a mediocre game gets like an 8, and it's like, you look at a 6 and you're like, oh, this sucks. It's like, nah, 6 is pretty middle of the road.
I think we need to do letter scores. Because 10 out of 10 implies perfection. an A game or thinks of like, oh, this is a quality thing.
I'm all about the 1 out of 10 with the decimal. I like doing a 7 point something because I feel like that's for me that works. I mean, you could give it a
Great,
A
good, meh, bad.
You could give it like an A if you want. You can give it whatever.
Give this game a C+.
My computer just fucking tanked. All right. So I guess that's gonna do it for this week.
Yep.
And as always, you could find us on Twitter at Bullduck Gaming.
And find us on Twitch, Bullduck Gaming, real close to affiliate.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're making our way. So, yep, you can find us at either one of those two. Be sure to check out, I know Pick the Last Podcast, Brian and Mikey have been doing baseball. So if you like, if you're into baseball, go check that out. Go check out the Landy Lodge. I was a guest on that 2 weeks ago. You can check out my episode and check out all his other guests. Nick runs a really cool show over there. Anything else you want to plug?
Stay tuned to the Bullduck Twitch because we're going to start messing with some tabletop games on there soon.
Yeah, definitely.
Once we figure out a good way to set up some cameras, get some good angles,
definitely,
and get some competent people.
It's gonna be very interesting. We're gonna get that done.
Yeah, we're trying to get a little more experimental with what we stream.
Doesn't have to be just video gaming.
Yeah, it could be all gaming.
Alrighty, see you next week.
Yeet.
Hey, Peter.